Today we're going to double down and do a couple of lights from a brand that's new to me, the Soonfire DS27 and DS27GT. With both of these lights we get nice retail packing. Unboxing the DS, I see we get a ton of accessories in here. The box felt loaded like a brick. The light itself feels rock solid. It's hefty but not overly heavy. The finish feels just okay. It's not super great, but not terrible either. I can see right here along these sharper edges there will probably show some wear early on. The design looks nice. Pocket clips good and stiff. We have a dual switch design, the tail switch for on-off and the forward switch for cycling modes. We also have a USB charging port on the back. The threads are smooth, and I like that the pocket clip doesn't rub on the light when you untwist the tail cap. Came with a 3400 milliamp house brand battery. Not only do we have nice threads and a thick body, the inside contacts look really good and clean. They're all brass. Heavy duty tail spring for a light this size. The rear switch feels pretty good. It's a little bit spongy, but with those cutouts for your thumb, it's not too bad. The forward switch is just incredible feeling. It's easy to find even when you're not looking at it, and it's really crisp and has a good pop to it. Down the bezel we get a Cree XPL high, smooth reflector, and a stainless steel bezel. Looking through the pile of attachments, I see we have a lanyard, our charger, a holster that looks kind of small for the light. It looks like a mini mag holster to me, but actually fits this light just fine. We also got a bike mount. That's one of the sturdier looking mounts I've seen, and it's easy too. Something else I noticed is this. Being able to turn it side to side like that is actually kind of a helpful feature. Unboxing the VS, we have a similar accessory pack minus the bike mount. It did come with a holster. The holster on this one seems a little bit cheaper though, because the small holster has a woven material in the middle and this one has plastic. This is their thrower. Still got the smooth reflector, but in this one we have an XML2 LED. I really like that nice fat O-ring that they've got under the lens in there. The user interface on both lights is what I would describe as a two-group. When you power it on, the first group is your regular modes, 5 of them, brightness levels, moonlight through turbo, and then the other group is your blinky modes. The way that you cycle between the two is with a press and hold. While you're in either group, you can just click the switch and it will cycle the mode. In the blinky mode group, you have strobe, SOS, and then high again. A fast double click from any mode will take you directly to high. Once turned off, the light always defaults back to the regular modes group. None of the blinky stuff can be memorized. We also got a lighted switch here, which indicates two things. It indicates battery charge as it's plugged in, and then it also indicates the battery life level as it drains down. I tested both the output and the range on these lights, and here are the numbers I came up with. In both lights we got near perfect hot spots. The one in the VS, being an XML emitter, is still actually a tighter spot because of the larger reflector, but both of them are really good. They're nice and smooth. As best I could tell, the charging system on the smaller light worked perfectly, but I did have a little problem with the larger one. Whenever I would plug it in, the light would be on regardless of what position the tail switch was in.
What?
About that. I spent like 4 hours on Thursday working on my 8 seconds of epic, planning, setting up, getting just the right spot, doing all the things you're supposed to do, and I got home and put it all together and found out what I actually had was more like 8 seconds of bumpy, choppy, grainy, useless pile of epic trash. So for those of you who happen to enjoy that portion of the show, I'll do my best to make it up to you next week. The beam of the DS26 has good color. It leans just slightly toward pink and the colors are pretty well blended. Even though it's not the thrower of the two, it still has good range. The VS37 with its XML emitter has a slight lean toward bluish, but has a much better range because of the wide reflector. That building under the bridge is about 166 yards. Side by side, if you look on the right, you can see a little more intense hot spot on the VS, but watching down the alley is where you can really tell a difference. It even bounces off the buildings way back in there in the hole. Both lights have a strobe that alternates between two frequencies, and the slower of the two I could do without, but the first time I saw that fast one, it blew my mind. I couldn't get a really accurate representation of what it looks like on the camera, but it was sickening. If you have a Soonfire of your own, let us benefit from your experience in the comments. For more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Good lucks.